Batman and Robin, issue 5, legacy number 71. Joshua Williamson writing with Nicola Czezmezja.
Yeah, close. I think it's a cha, not a sa. So I think it's Czezmezja.
Czezmezja, okay.
Yeah.
The best. There's too many umlauts and highlights and other things I don't understand on this.
Yeah, I believe maybe they're Hungarian, I'm not sure. I remember looking it up because I read that Batman Zatanna story that was in Urban Legends, and it was the same artist.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, so Damien's in high school. He thinks that his principal is actually the woman who trained him back in the League of Assassins, and he wants to infiltrate and find out what's going on. And Bruce is getting joined in by volunteering for some after-school activities. He's there for the pancake bake-out thing. Did you read this, Matt? Is this just me?
No. This is just you.
That's just me.
I've gotten too far behind, and so
that's fair. Yeah, it's the soccer tryouts for the school, and they're doing a pancake thing. And they do have a little fun joke here, actually, that I do like. It's like in Kindergarten Cop when all the single moms think Arnold's really hot, where all these... what's what one of them says? He's a broken boy and I want to waste my good years trying to fix him. That really made me laugh because they don't know how broken Bruce actually is. But they're all very excited that
he's
Bruce...
nice to look at, though.
Yes. He's giving them pancakes. It's a whole thing. Damien's pissed that he's even there. Damien never considers, of course, that Bruce might just want to do a father-son thing by getting involved in his school life. But, of course, Damien's not taking that seriously. Damien, I think, is suitably looking a little older here. Like, not too much. Just like he looks like he's maybe 14, pushing 15 in this art, which probably feels about right now, I would say.
You think early high school level for him, right? Like,
yeah. So he's, it flashes back to them chasing Orca to find out what Shush and Man-Bat are up to. Still hate the name Shush, for the record.
Yep.
But, there's some fun art here, which is a good point, is this is a different artist, Czezmezja.
I'm looking it up right now, and it's very hard to find, like, the...
I'm having fun trying phonetic to say it, if nothing else, okay? There's no ill intent here. I actually like their art more than the previous artist. I think it's easier to follow. It's not as... Like the actual art style before was very clearly strong in terms of like the skill at display, but it felt like it all blurred together and it was hard to follow the layouts, I think. Here I think the art is better. I think it's expressive. I think the color palette from the colorist is a lot more pleasing to my eye, but mileage may vary depending on taste, because the art before certainly wasn't bad by any means, but I enjoyed the chase with Orca here, and the shock waves as Orca like crashes onto the docks, and Batman and Robin are jumping out the way and whatnot. But ultimately, Orca, it's just kind of sad because Orca's like, I just worked with them because I wanted to work with people of my own kind, because obviously the terrible trio had all turned into actual creatures. So it's actually kind of a bitter end to the chase. But Batman and Robin are talking about the school stuff, and Damien's convinced that his head teacher, is this trainer from his past. And there's a little montage page of his week where he's keeping an eye on her. And there's some fun sight little gags here where in PE he was playing dodgeball, and there's like a kid just laid out on the ground with like smoke coming from his head because Damien's hit him in the face so hard with the ball, which I thought was really funny.
Kid couldn't dodge a wrench, it looks like.
Can't dodge a wrench, can't dodge a ball. And there's like a panel of him like up in a tree like he's Robin, watching the teacher all suspiciously. But then his bio teacher starts talking to Bruce at the soccer tryout thing about how Damien's very gifted, he's just unfocused, and that he's probably better off because he's so gifted, maybe taking some college classes or something. I feel like because Damien's convinced the principal is this woman from his past, I feel like it's setting up the obvious swerve that the nice teacher's the one that's actually from his past. So that feels like an obvious swerve to do at some point. Maybe it's a red herring, maybe I'm being too cynical about the writing. But Damien's trying to draw something, and the soccer players, the ball hits his stuff, and the guy's just a dickhead bully. So Damien throws the ball at him in his stomach and hurts him. And then this teenage girl comes up and defends Damien and calls off all the soccer players and tries to be nice to him and talk to him and whatever. So, and it doesn't actually do the thing what you think it might do where Damien's instantly got a crush on a girl, but I feel like we might go there eventually because it feels like Damien has to go through that experience at some point.
Mm-hmm. Flatline hasn't showed up in this book, has she?
Oh, that's right, of course, yeah. He's had I forgot the Robin book he had, the love interest. You're right. Flatline, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like her a lot. I wish she was around more.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that was Williamson. I would not be surprised if Flatline shows up. I just forgot about there for a second, so I was questioning if we'd ever had Damien have a love interest. But no, he has shown some healthy / unhealthy attraction to Flatline, and not unhealthy in the way that he was acting like a creep, just unhealthy in that they're maybe terrible for each other because they're both vicious little shits.
Yeah, they were both raised to be killers. Well, she found hers out by proxy. He was raised from birth, but
Yes. So it turns out that the principal's also the soccer coach, right? Which maybe leans into the idea that she's like a trainer. But she's got the whistle and she's training the kids. So Damien gets an idea to use this to his advantage. And he puts on the outfit and starts playing soccer. And basically is just dancing circles around them because he's like, Robin, right? He's Damian Wayne. He's kicking the ball through their legs. He's
trying to fight ninjas and bat creatures, and him kicking a soccer ball is not, And
I'll admit, it's kind of funny watching Bruce get kind of into it and get proud and start yelling, "Go Damien!" It feels like he's actually just almost involuntarily responding as a father. It's kind of interesting to watch. But the goalie catches the ball, which convinces Damien that the goalie's actually more than just a high school student, and he must be trained. He must be like a ninja or something that the principal's been training, because there's no way he could have caught the ball otherwise. And Bruce is like trying to tell him, just because he caught your ball when you tried to score a goal doesn't mean that he's like a assassin or something. He might just be good at being a goalie.
He's a good keeper, that's all.
But he's convinced, and they're keeping an eye on the principal and whatnot. So Bruce keeps bonding with them because Damien says, well, we're going to keep cracking this case. I don't like being wrong, father. And then Bruce goes, oh, like father, like son. And I'm like, so, credit to Williamson. A lot of the little character moments in here are genuinely quite amusing and quite funny. So, no, not bad. As far as the end of the book goes, they follow the goalie, or because Damien thinks he's suspicious, and basically the cliffhanger is that the goalie does turn out to be someone. He goes to a room, wherever he is, and it turns out that this kid is the son of Victor Zsasz.
Oh no!
Right, and he's got like a wall that's got it's got the mugshot of his dad, and there's like a knife in a frame that says "First Kill," and and the kid's like, "It was a good day, father. No one suspects me at the school. We'll be together soon." So I don't know what he's planning to do here. But
I hope every time he makes a save, he has to give himself a tally mark. So the better he is, the more tallies he gets.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't mind this ending. I think it's more interesting in him just being like a random ninja that the principal's training.
Yeah, but it's also funny that Damien's suspicions turn out to be correct.
Yeah, that's funny. Like, I feel like the tone of this, maybe Williamson's like writing style just works for the sense of humor that he brings to Damien, and that's why I like the Robin book. I've been a little bit more mixed on this one, but I do think all the high school stuff's been fun, and this is easily my favorite issue of the book because it was almost entirely that. Like, it was more focused around it this time, as opposed to doing all the shush stuff that was taking up a lot of the book before. So I had fun with this. I'd probably give it a nice comfortable 7.5 if I'm being honest. And I like that the art's a little bit, different, a bit more moody. Not to say that it doesn't have some cartoony faces here or there, but it kind of worked for the comedy reactions that it's going for between Batman and Damien. There is the odd kind of face that looks a little bit kind of melted. And I guess what I mean by that is like there's like a panel I'm looking at towards the end, for example, where Damien's mouth looks too low down. So there's this big gap between his nose and his mouth. So it looks like his mouth is just sort of drooped down in a way. But it's a minor thing. For the most part, I like the aesthetic that the art's bringing to the table. A lot of speed lines and things like that, especially when he's playing the football game. There's a lot of, speed lines for the ball, speed line for Damien, all the rest of it. It makes it a pretty entertaining read.
Shimeji's art is very, like, it's instantly recognizable when you know that you're looking at it, kind of like Rosmo, but it lacks that chaos that Rosmo has. But for me, it was an acquired taste. Like the more I read of it, the more I enjoyed it, because the stuff that you're talking about, like, because you get the occasional melty face, or it would almost look unfinished, but there was a style to it that the more you get used to it, the less it bothers you.
Yeah, it's one of those art styles where there's the odd little thing you can nitpick, but the overall aesthetic is quite strong and pleasant to look at, and that goes a long way, because if you're generally just feeling happy about what you're looking at, then you end up forgiving a lot of the little things, or the occasional big anime eyes that you might throw in once or twice. So yeah, no, honestly, solid issue. Probably my favorite yet of the book, mainly because it focused on more what I liked of the book, and some of the scenes were legitimately quite amusing and funny. So 7.5 out of 10. I think I'm happy to give. So.
Good.